So it was unthinkable for Thomas to imagine that someone could overcome death and stand before him with all the scars of the crucifixion. Thomas witnessed Jesus' crucifixion, how he was tortured by the Roman soldiers, how he died on the cross, and the site where he was buried. So you must understand that many things ran through Thomas's mind because he did not expect Jesus to return from the dead. How? How can anyone overcome death? Why? Why did Jesus die such a horrible death and now come back again? What does all this mean? What is God doing? And I believe that Thomas's question, all these questions in his mind are the same question that some of us, we are carrying in our hearts as well. Some of us are going through confusing moments where we need clarity from God. Some of us sitting here this Sunday morning, like Thomas, we wonder what God is doing with our lives, isn't it? The situations that we are undergoing, what is happening to us, to my family, to my children, to my career. Yes, we want to believe in God, but our minds tell us otherwise because of the doubting voices within and around us. And because of our current confusing situations, some of us here, we need God's assurance, God's validation that He is still with us. Another group of us may be here asking the same question that Thomas asked. How can Jesus Christ be real and alive after His death? Is Christ really the resurrected Savior of the world, like what Christians proclaim Him to be? Like Thomas, you are searching. You're searching for evidence that Jesus Christ is who He claims He is. So if you look at Thomas's story right now, in many ways, Thomas's questions are the same ones we have in our hearts, even though we don't openly share them with others. Thomas represents many of us because we have the same questions that need God's assurance, validation, and clarification. You see, Thomas was a strong follower and believer of Christ until the crucifixion. And because of what he saw, his faith was shaken. Shaken because something tragic happened to his master and Lord. Thomas had a crisis of faith. He went through a crisis of faith in his heart until Christ revealed Himself to Thomas and restored his faith again. And some of us sitting here this morning, we may be going through some crisis of faith situations in our life right now. And these situations have shaken you, confused you. And some of us may even be questioning, who is God in my life? And like Thomas, these are valid questions because the situations that you're going through right now or have gone through have adversely affected you. Now, for those of you going through a crisis of faith situation, let me speak to you right now. Have you considered asking Jesus Christ to walk with you through your difficult moments instead of staying away from Him? Have you considered allowing Jesus Christ to be your solution instead of questioning and doubting God in what you're going through right now? You see, my friend, Christ wants to show Himself to you the same way He showed Himself to Thomas. Christ wants you to experience His resurrection power that changed Thomas's unbelief. And church, Christ is the resurrected King. And He wants to bring hope to everyone who believes in Him. Christ is never far away from you if you allow Him to be part of what you are going through right now. Church, are you willing? Are you willing to allow Him to shift your unbelief to belief? And to help you see that Christ is indeed the resurrected Lord and God in your life. The choice is yours today. The choice was for Thomas to decide. And this morning, the choice is yours as well. So tell neighbor on your left and right, tell them right now, Christ is here for you.